question is, will an advanced economy like New Zealand collapse like the Soviet Union? Will it collapse like Iceland? Will it collapse like Argentina? Can an advanced democratic country collapse like a communist country? Now, with high levels of taxation, what we need to look at is not the stated and frequently referred to levels of taxation, but the real cumulative tax rate, which in this country, in effect, for people even under 20,000 a year, and the average income is approaching 40,000 a year, the tax rate is approximately 50%, and it's easily reached that way. We have sales tax of is going to be 15%. We have income tax of around 20%. So you add the two together, that's your 35% already. Then there are local body government rates, property taxes. Then there are car taxes, petrol taxes, liquor taxes, cigarette taxes, rubbish collection taxes, accident insurance taxes, banking taxes, payroll taxes, business taxes, all manner and kinds of taxes. So you can see, built on a basis of 35%, you can easily, throw in 5% for all the bits and pieces and sundry ones. That's your 40%. And the rest, 10%, are in plainly stated. It would differ from person to person, situation to situation. But even people in receipt of government monies will pay 35, 40%, up to 50% of their total income in taxes. So people who work, who are professionals, on higher incomes, they may be able to have accountants and so on lower their taxes on various things. However, the plain fact is the lower classes, the middle classes and the upper classes will probably be paying around 50% tax. Now, quite frankly, 100% tax is slavery. That's fairly obvious. You're paying all your money in taxes, 100%. The real rate, that is your income, how much money goes to central and local and regional, etc. government, is slavery. So 50%, you're half a slave. Can this be good? Can this be democracy? Can it be freedom? Freedom, thus defined, is what remains to you of your own money. I would now define freedom in terms of how much of your money you retain. That is freedom. Anything else is meaningless. It's lacking in anything specific. And we can pin it right down to the tax rate. We're being far too generous with ourselves, with health, education. Life is for living. Life is for freedom. Life is not preparing for life. Life is not learning about life. Life is life. Freedom is freedom. And these levels of taxation are ridiculous. They are ridiculous, vicious, and cannibalistic. If you have 50% taxes, you're basically having people scurry around to come under the government side of things. Otherwise they're being cheated because they're having half their money stolen from them. Licensed theft by the most gigantic mafia group in town, a protection agency, is still theft. When your government, your own government, has become the biggest thief in town, how free are you? You're running around according to the rules and regulations of the local protection racket. How else can you define it? And the people who work underneath it. So many rules and regulations are made, interfering with the 50% remaining that is productive. So the unproductive ones are making it an irritating possibility for the productive ones. You know, that is certainly not freedom. When you've got half the nation against you, straight off, trying to diddle you from the rest of the money you have. Thus is built in the tendency to collapse. You cannot continue like that. It's impossible to live like that. The Soviet Union showed that. Now, communism is revolution, violent revolution to bring in, social protections. Democracy, over time, brings the same things in by stealth. So you end up with communism, the communal compulsory compassion aspect. Now, compassion is great. I agree with it. It's beautiful. But I would like to eyeball the man that I give my money to, and I would like to see him grateful. Compulsory compassion is evil. You can quote me on that. Compulsory compassion is evil. It is ruining us. You're making the productive man sick in order to make the sick man live like a millionaire. This is plainly ridiculous and cannot continue.